Hello. Today I want to talk to you about something that is a key element on the road to any meaningful achievement. It is discipline. What is discipline? Discipline is the ability to control your actions and emotions to achieve what you set out to do. It means doing what you need to do even when you don't feel like it, and keeping yourself from doing things that get in the way of your goals. Discipline is not only about staying on track toward your goal, but also about being resilient in moments when motivation temporarily fades. Imagine you sit down to work, but in that moment you feel like distracting yourself, pick up your phone, and start scrolling through social media. Or for example, you have a plan to go jogging in the morning, but when the alarm clock rings, your only desire is to wrap yourself up in a blanket again and sleep for another hour. It's familiar, isn't it? Discipline is that inner voice that says, no, you're going to do this because it's important to you, and helps you overcome those impulses. It's important to realize that discipline isn't about rigidly controlling and suppressing your desires. It's about choice, about consciously choosing the path that will lead you to your goal despite temporary temptations. Why is discipline more important than motivation? Motivation is a great thing, but it tends to come and go. One day you feel on top of the world, full of enthusiasm and desire to move forward, and the next day it's like you have no energy left. We all know this and experience these swings often. This is why discipline is far more important than motivation. Discipline is your inner strength that keeps you on the right track, even when motivation fades. Imagine you are starting a new project. At the beginning, you are enthusiastic. You have tons of ideas and energy. But as time goes on, difficulties arise and your motivation begins to fade. At this point, only discipline can keep you from giving up. Discipline is like an internal motor that runs no matter how you feel. It helps you keep taking steps towards your goal, even when you don't feel like it. And it's one of the most valuable abilities you can develop in yourself. How do you develop discipline? Developing discipline is a gradual process that requires awareness and persistence. Here are a few steps you can start with that will help you develop this important character trait. Set clear goals. The first thing you need to do is define your goals. Without a clear understanding of what you want to accomplish, discipline becomes meaningless. Clearly state your goals, write them down, and most importantly, understand why they are important to you. When you have a strong reason, when you know exactly what you want and why, discipline becomes your natural ally. Your goals should be specific and measurable. For example, instead of setting a goal of I want to be healthy, tell yourself, I will run in the morning 3 times a week to improve my health. Being clear about your goals makes them more achievable and helps you focus your efforts where they are really needed. Create an action plan. Once you've defined your goals, the next step is to create an action plan. When you have a plan, it's easier to stay disciplined because you know exactly what needs to be done and when. Break your goals down into small, manageable steps and follow them. The plan should be realistic. Make sure you consider your capacity and time. Don't overload yourself with too many tasks at once. For example, if you want to improve your physical fitness, start with simple exercises and gradually increase the load. Remember, discipline is not about forcing yourself to work yourself to exhaustion, but about taking steps in the right direction every day. Even if those steps are small, start small. Often we lose discipline when we try to change too much at once. It's important to start small. Pick 1 or 2 habits you want to develop and focus on them. For example, if you want to get up early, start by going to bed 15 minutes earlier each day. Once that habit is solidified, move on to the next goal. Remember that discipline is like a muscle. It needs to be exercised gradually. If you try to do too much at once, you risk burning out and losing interest. It is better to move slowly but surely than to move quickly and risk dropping everything halfway through. Utilize the power of habits. Turning desired actions into habits is the key to discipline. When something becomes a habit, you no longer have to put as much effort into doing it. Start small and gradually increase the difficulty of the tasks. For example, if you want to develop the habit of reading every day, start with 10 minutes a day and gradually increase the time. Habits are formed through regularity. Try to repeat the actions that lead to your goals every day. Gradually, it will become a habit, and you won't need to put so much effort to follow your plan. Apply self-control. Discipline is not only about action, but also about controlling your thoughts and emotions. Learn to be aware of your inner impulses and work with them rather than against them. For example, when you feel the urge to put off an important task for later, stop and think about what's behind it. Often it's simply a fear of difficulty or an unwillingness to step out of your comfort zone. Learn to control your impulses. This will help you stay on the path to your goals, even when you're tempted to turn aside. What gets in the way of discipline? There can be obstacles on the road to discipline. Let's look at the main ones and how to deal with them. Laziness. Laziness is the main enemy of discipline. It is what prevents you from getting up from the couch when you need to take action. To overcome laziness, you need to be conscious about your actions and give yourself no reason to procrastinate. It's important to realize that laziness often comes from task overload or lack of motivation. To combat this, break your tasks into small steps and focus on one thing at a time. Start with the easiest thing you can do. Once you start moving, laziness will recede. Lack of clear goals. If you don't have a clear idea of what you want to accomplish, discipline loses its meaning. Without a goal, discipline becomes a meaningless endeavor. That's why it's so important to be clear about your goals and why you want them. When you have clear goals, it's easier to stay disciplined because you can see where you're going. Set specific goals for yourself and time them. This will help you stay focused and move forward. Doubts about your abilities. Sometimes you may doubt that you are capable of achieving your goals. These doubts can undermine your discipline and cause you to give up. But it's important to remember that doubt is a natural part of the growth process. Every time you're faced with something new, your brain may react with doubts and fears. To overcome these doubts, remind yourself of your past successes and that every step you take brings you closer to your goal. Believe in your strength and be prepared that the journey may be difficult, but it will be worth it. Task overload. Don't take on too much at once. This can lead to burnout and loss of discipline. If you feel you've taken on too much, stop and reassess your priorities. Perhaps you need to temporarily postpone some things or reassign tasks. Learn to distribute your energies. Focus on the things that really matter and don't waste energy on secondary tasks. This will help you stay disciplined and move toward your goals without being overwhelmed. How do you maintain discipline in the long run? Maintaining discipline is a long-term process that requires constant attention and adjustment. Here are some tips to help you stay on track. Analyze your progress regularly. Periodically evaluate how far you've come in achieving your goals. This will help you stay motivated and make the necessary adjustments. It's important to not only set goals, but also track your progress. This allows you to see that your efforts are paying off. Write down your successes and analyze what helped you achieve them. If something doesn't work, don't be afraid to rethink your approaches and try something new. The main thing is not to stop at what you have achieved and constantly strive for improvement. Supportive environment. Surround yourself with people who support your goals and help you stay disciplined. Your friends, coworkers, or loved ones can be a great support in times when you're struggling. If you have someone who believes in you and is willing to help, it makes the path to your goal much easier. Don't be afraid to share your goals with those around you. Sometimes, simply discussing your plans with someone can inspire you and give you a new perspective. And of course, it's important to be that person for others yourself. Support always comes back. Reward yourself for successes. Don't forget to reward yourself for achievements. Even small victories deserve to be celebrated. This will boost your confidence in yourself and give you extra incentive to keep going. Choose rewards that really make you happy and motivate you to keep going. For example, if you successfully completed your weekly plan, reward yourself with something nice. A trip to your favorite cafe, buying a book, or a day off from work. Such small pleasures help keep your motivation high and strengthen your discipline. Develop flexibility. Life is unpredictable, and sometimes you need to be ready for change. Flexibility allows you to maintain discipline by adapting to current conditions. If something doesn't go according to plan, don't panic and give up. Instead, adapt your actions and keep moving forward. It's important to remember that discipline is not about rigidly following rules, but about being able to adapt to change without losing sight of your goal. If you need to change your plan of action because of unexpected circumstances, do so and keep moving toward your goal. Discipline and the philosophy of Stoicism. Stoicism teaches us to accept what we cannot change and focus on what is up to us. Discipline, from a Stoicism perspective, is the ability to manage your actions and reactions despite external circumstances. This philosophy helps you not only maintain self-control, but also see discipline as the key to true freedom. The Stoics argued that discipline was the path to inner peace. They believed that we can only control our thoughts and actions, not external events. It is discipline that helps us stay true to our principles and live in harmony with ourselves despite any difficulties. Stoic philosophers such as Marcus Aurelius and Seneca spoke of the importance of inner discipline as a key aspect of human life. They taught that only through discipline can we achieve true well-being and freedom. After all, true freedom is the ability to govern oneself without succumbing to the chaos of the external world. 7. Discipline as a path to freedom. Paradoxically, discipline is not a limitation, but a path to freedom. When you control your actions, you free yourself from the power of random circumstances and impulses. You become the master of your life, not its slave. Think of people who have been successful. Whether they are athletes, businessmen, or philosophers, they all got to their goals through discipline. It allows you to overcome temporary difficulties and move toward your dreams. When you develop discipline, you are freed from dependence on temporary motivation or external conditions. You become a person who can achieve your goals despite any obstacles. This gives you real strength and self-confidence. Discipline is a key tool that can change your life. It helps you stay true to your goals and overcome challenges. It teaches you to control your actions and emotions, even when motivation is lacking. If you want to succeed in any area of life, discipline is something you need to develop and maintain. Start small, but don't give up. With each step, you'll get closer to your dreams and get better. Discipline is your best friend on the road to success. It gives you the power that you can use to accomplish any goal. It's not just a skill, it's a life philosophy that will help you become the best version of yourself. So get started right now. Set a goal, make a plan, and move towards it step by step. You don't need to be perfect. It's important to just not give up. Remember, success comes to those who can be disciplined despite the challenges.